Okay, so our next step is to take everything that we've learned by looking inwards at your business, at its goals and needs, and everything that we've learned by looking outwards at the needs and interests of our stakeholders. And we'll take that information, put it together, and determine which issues are most important for our particular organization. And we'll start out by just compiling a list of all the social responsibility issues that you identified and that your stakeholders identified, and then choose some criteria that you'll use to prioritize each of these issues and determine which are most important. Finally, we'll use that criteria to evaluate each issue and to determine their importance. Compiling the list of issues is straightforward. We've already talked about how to get that information. So let's go ahead and talk about what criteria you might use to prioritize them. And generally, you'll want to look at two or sometimes three major dimensions. The first one is internal significance, which is how important the issue is to your company. And you might consider whether the issue has the potential to affect your revenue or your costs, perhaps your reputation or your brand, or your ability to attract customers, be more competitive, or perhaps your ability to attract employees for that matter, if that's something that is significant to the importance to the success of your business. And think about the needs and challenges of your business that you identified earlier when we were talking about business direction. These can be your best source of criteria to use when determining what impact a particular issue can have on your business. Evaluate kind of to what degree the issue can affect those needs and challenges. The second major dimension is external significance. Whether a particular issue is significant to your company's most important stakeholders, and this can be a bit more difficult to assess, but we talked about how you can connect with stakeholders previously. Primarily, this will come from your conversations with stakeholders, their reports about how important certain issues are to them, if you've received any unsolicited feedback from stakeholders, such as complaints, suggestions, requests. These usually indicate the most important issues. If someone takes the time to mention an issue without you asking them about it, then it's probably fairly important. To some degree, you might also use some of your own judgment here about to what degree your stakeholders are impacted by each issue. And so these two dimensions, internal significance and external significance, are the primary dimensions that all companies will want to look at this point. A third possible dimension is the degree of control that your organization has over the issue. Can your company even do something about the issue or not? So we made some judgments about the 6 sample issues that we identified earlier for Clancy Capital, and we decided the corporate accountability and transparency issue was most important for both the business and its stakeholders because of the reputation risks and opportunities involved, and because of the well-developed nature of this issue, especially right now. Socially responsible investing and community development were also rated fairly significant, both internally and externally. We felt that they offered opportunities for the business to differentiate itself, to build trust with stakeholders, and enhance its reputation, while at the same time these issues were both quite relevant for stakeholders that are important to Clancy Capital, particularly its clients and funders. Work-life balance was important for the business as well because of its effect on the productivity of workers. It rated a bit lower on the stakeholder scale only because it was relevant only to one stakeholder group, to employees. A similar situation for job security. This also had a lower effect on worker output, and then thus kind of a lower impact on the business. Finally, environmental issues. While quite important to stakeholders and society at large, these had little relevance to this particular organization's business goals, so it got a low rating there. And as you can see on this table on the slides, we simply gave numerical ratings from 0 to 5 to represent the different importances of each issue in each category. Now, going on to the next slide, you can see on your screen right now a graphic that is sometimes used to visually convey the overall importance of a particular social responsibility issue. This materiality matrix shows for each issue the importance to stakeholders on the up-down vertical axis and importance to the business on the left-right horizontal axis. For example, on this materiality matrix for Clancy Capital, we see that environmental issues are more important to stakeholders than work-life balance, but less important to the business. So it's further left, but higher up. Corporate accountability and transparency is more important than any other issue for both stakeholders and the business, so we see it in the top right. And it's simply a graphical representation of the ratings that we just made, but it's useful for comprehending where each issue sits relative to all of the others for both its internal and external significance.